Sweet time. Hello, friends, and welcome to Somewhat Useful. I'm Will Myers.
And I'm Christy Price.
And on this show, we'll be discussing the topics shaping the world of digital entrepreneurship and tackling questions about Squarespace and web design. We're figuring this world out one website at a time and hope you find this
somewhat useful. And this is our last episode of the season. So we hope to see you back after the summer. But remember, you can watch the video recordings on YouTube anytime at Christy Price or Will Myers channel, or you can find the podcasts on your podcast app and listen to them on your walk or on your drive.
All of the things. So many different channels to get some somewhat useful information. Christy, today we're going to be talking about, should we be building websites for humans or robots? And this is kind of an annoying question because everyone's talking about it and for the obvious reasons. But actually, there's some data we're going to bring in it makes it an actual really interesting conversation. But before we jump into that, Christy.
Yes.
What's been going on in your life? How have you been the last couple of weeks? We missed you 2 weeks ago. We had a great episode with Becky and Dave, but we missed you.
I caught the recording. It was amazing. I was on a river cruise with my mom and we had a blast. And re-entry is hard. It's hard getting back to life and work.
Re-entry, like from vacation life to work life.
And I've shared this with you, but the day after I got back, we actually got a new family member. So we are fostering a dog for, we think, about 6 months. We're taking care of a friend's dog for them while they're undergoing some medical treatments. And she is the sweetest dog, but 3 80-pound dogs is a lot of dogs.
3 80-pound dogs. That is a lot.
It's a lot of dogs.
240 pounds of dog in your house.
Yeah.
And you already had Bela, who was going through some surgery issue. Is Bela all right?
Okay, so Percy is our older dog who had 3 surgeries last year.
Okay, it was Percy.
Bless her heart. She's doing so much better this year. We're managing some arthritis and stuff for her, but she's doing okay. Although I will have to say the look she gave me after she realized the new dog wasn't going home was like, are you kidding me? Like, I thought it could not get worse.
Doing this,
and here we go. There's another one.
Poor Percy. Poor Percy. Just wants his home all to himself. Sweet thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear on Percy's behalf, but I'm very happy to hear that you're doing that. That's a very nice thing. Fostering dogs. This is something Ren really wants us to do, is foster dogs.
It's an adjustment for everybody, but she's settling in and we're all doing fine.
So here's the thing. Ren wants us to foster dogs, but she goes into the office and I stay at home. So
you would be fostering the dogs.
So I'm fostering the dog, and Vivi, our dog, our little Maltese, is the same way as Percy. I think would be like, nah, are we a dog family now? I didn't realize we were getting dogs.
Yeah. Like, we 3 humans have been great. What's going on?
Why are we doing this? Anyways, how has the adjustment been getting back into work stuff?
It's been good. Although I don't know if it was just having time away, but one of the first things I saw when I got back to work was this Instagram reel ad from Stu McLaurin, who, he's been around in marketing for a long time. People have opinions, whatever. He popped up in my feed for whatever reason. And Stu says, I've got this AI tool that will take 1 piece of content and turn it into 30 pieces of content for you. And I think, like, had I heard this a year ago, I would have been like, oh, that's so interesting. Let me explore that. And all I can think today is like, Stu, I do not want to read your 30 pieces of AI generated content. Just give me the one you wrote. Just
Yeah.
give me the one you wrote. And so I think I have been having this reaction against so much AI. I've been writing more things myself, really not
Great.
using AI as much, still using it for like automating things, like things that take tasks and busy work off my plate, but not to
Mhm.
create content. Recently, I've been doing all of that. It's all hand rolled, as Austin Kleon would say.
Hey.
Doing that all myself. So, I'm seeing this change and I'm talking to other people who seem to be feeling the same.
Yeah, I feel the exact same. Just the idea that just gives me anxiety thinking having 30 pieces of AI content put out, just like splattered all across the social verse. That sounds
Yeah.
terrible. But that's kind of where things are going, and it just makes me sad. I'm the same way though. Like unless I've within the last few months, this stuff is happening so fast. It's like really
Mhm.
keep up with it. But I felt the same thing in the last few months, where I started to use AI for some creative work. And it was just terrible. And it just puts me in this bad loop. And now if I start myself writing something and not trying to pull AI into it, or like designing a system for like an app I'm trying to build or something, if
It's
I design it,
hard.
it's hard, but it's way better. Like it's
Yeah.
actually worth sharing. That's I think where I've been getting to is it's like a slot machine using AI from scratch because you can
Mhm.
just like throw in another prompt and get it further and further and further. But when the rubber meets the road, and for
Mhm.
me, that's like, okay, me, Will Myers, I'm willing
Mhm.
to share this on my
Yeah.
social media. I'm willing to put my name on this. Like if it's all AI generated, it just feels terrible. Like I can't do it and I don't share it. But like if I can
Yeah.
start with just like my ideas and then sort of let AI kind of be like I don't know, just assist me along the way, it
Mhm.
feels a lot better. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I was using AI for more writing things like LinkedIn posts and things like that for a while, and I'm done with that.
no,
I'm done with
no.
that. I wish everybody would just be done with that because I'm tired of reading all the AI slop, and I don't
Well,
wanna contribute.
there's so much AI slop, and especially LinkedIn. I'm sorry, LinkedIn people. That is the worst. Y'all are terrible with the AI slop. It is so rough on LinkedIn right now. Yeah, I that's a tough platform to be on.
Yeah.
Threads, I feel like is better. I like Threads. I
Yeah.
feel like the content's a little bit more organic on there. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
checked out any of those.
I do, I'm on Threads, but I don't know. I must have clicked on like some travel story early on because the only threads I see are people complaining about like people asking to
Mm.
swap seats on airplanes. Just like, why am I getting all of this? I need to
What
go
is
back
this?
and adjust the algorithm.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So, Will, what is new with
Um,
you outside of the
you
AI
know,
world?
outside of the AI world, that is the thing taking over most of my mind share. But I went to a chiropractor the other day.
Nice.
So anyone who's listening to this podcast is
Mhm.
probably a computer worker, and
Mhm.
I highly recommend any type of computer worker to see a chiropractor. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, "Hey, this I don't have the money for this. That sounds expensive. My healthcare doesn't cover it. Hey, I don't have the time. How do I go do this?" And I felt the same way. And Ren and I both, we found the place. It's called Cairo, Kiro. They have a very easy to use app, super simple. It's very affordable. We pay, I think, $180 a month, and it's unlimited adjustments, as many as you want within that time frame. And it was, they are not the sponsor of this. They are not an affiliate of mine, but I could not recommend them more highly. And my back just feels immeasurably better after that. It started to get real bad. My back was really, really starting to act up.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that. I actually hurt my back, and so I'm
Oh,
like wearing
sorry.
a one of those like heating pads
I'm
across my
so
back right now. No, it's all good, but I
always.
have a chiropractor too. I've just not gone in a while. And
Yeah,
so shout out for regular adjustments and going
might
when
be
you need
time.
to. But
Might be
my
time to get
insurance
back
does
in it.
cover it. So
See, that's the best
check.
thing. My
Yeah.
my we've got I have terrible insurance. Ren has pretty good insurance. I have terrible insurance. So I hope I don't get hit by a car.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there we go. Okay, well, Chrissy, let's
Mhm.
give a quick shout out to our sponsor. And then we'll jump into the topic for today about who we're building websites for.
Yeah, a huge thank you to Breely for sponsoring this season of Somewhat Useful. If you run a service based business, you know the real grind is not the creative work, it's the constant admin, booking calls, rescheduling, chasing payments, and stitching together tools that only unlock the features you actually need once you upgrade. Breely flips that model. All the features are free from day one, including things most scheduling platforms paywall, like signatures, accepting payments, and email or SMS notifications. Breely adapts to how you work, whether you offer one on one appointments, workshops, classes, or multi day events. Clients can book and pay online anytime, and you get automation, contracts, forms, and a clean dashboard that keeps everything running smoothly. No more limited plans, no more blocked features, just a modern scheduling platform built by the team behind some of the best scheduling tools in the industry. Start for free at breely.com/useful. That's BREELY.com/useful.
You're. I can see you smiling. You know, you nailed it. You
I
nailed that
nailed
one.
it.
That was a good one. That was,
I
yeah.
think I've done 2 this season that
Props.
I'm like, yes.
You really hit that. Breely should be very proud about that one. That was
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Okay, Christy, it
Mhm.
seems highly likely to me that by the end of 2027, the majority of traffic on the internet is going to be AI agents. It's going to be bots. And we've always had some level of bots. There've been like the
Yep.
good bots, the SEO bots, the malicious bots traveling around the internet. But this one is different. I think this is going to be agents, AI agents doing work on behalf of a user,
Mhm.
um, visiting websites. And this is going to turn into the majority of traffic on our websites is going to be these AI agents hitting websites. Now, this isn't probably going to be evenly distributed right at the beginning. Some of industries are probably going to be more human heavy than
Mhm.
bot heavy.
Mhm.
But that's what I want to talk about today is how does our methods, how does our thinking for web design change as we're moving into a world where robots are more visiting our websites than humans?
Yeah, so and I know you shared with me, you actually had some data, like specific data. Can you give
Yes.
us a little breakdown on like verbally on what that looks like if
Okay.
people are
So,
listening rather than watching?
and if you're listening, I wish I could share this on here, but you can check out. I have a like a half baked blog at blog.will-myers.com where I have a graph of this on there. But I wanted to plot out. I was curious to see how overall traffic on the internet has changed since its inception. So back to started internet started about 1990, but it started around 1995. Majority in 1995, of course, is human traffic, 97%. And then as people realized this was more of a thing, they started automating more of that. And then hackers got into more of it. And by about 2009, it dropped to 72%. So in
Mhm.
2009, over those 15 years or so, we dropped from 97% to 72%. And
Mhm.
then bot traffic increased to about 25% ish. And then over the next about 2020, this trend is continuing and SEO is becoming more important. There's more malicious bots out there, and then just human traffic is generally declining. So in 2020, the human traffic is about 60%, so down from 72 in 2009 to 60% in human traffic. And right now in 2026, it's down to 42%. And this is the other thing that happened around 2020, I should say. This is
Mhm.
when the AI bot started to happen. They've been training ChatGPT since 2015,
Mhm.
2019, but it really hit popularity around 2022, and that's when you start to see this big inflection in the curve, where all this agent traffic starts to really take over a larger majority. And it is so far it's past some of the good bot traffic. And by the end of next year, and actually, I kind of feel like that might be sooner, it shows it surpassing human traffic. So we have AI agent traffic surpassing human traffic by the end of next year. And that's sort of the data we're going from.
Yeah. So, well, when you're designing a website today, who are you
Mhm.
actually building it for? And is your answer different than it was 2 years ago?
You know, there's I think it always depends on the project you're working on.
Mhm.
Sometime the age-old question in web design is, are you designing for the client or are you designing for the customer as the designer? And you're constantly balancing those two because the client is
Mhm.
paying you and they're going to want you to do things that you know are probably bad for their customer. But you kind of need to do it anyway because they're paying you for the website, right?
You
Uh,
can only push back so much.
you can
Yeah.
only push back so
Yeah.
much. So there's always that question. Then you throw in SEO on top of that, and then you're like, okay, well
Mhm.
maybe we're designing for marketing. And honestly, that's as much as I poo-poo a website solely built around SEO. There are some like if your website isn't that important and you just want to use it as a strictly a marketing channel, sure, that's not a bad strategy. So there are strategies where it makes sense. Um, and I think this is just going to be yet another layer on top of that.
Yeah, and I think, it's interesting because Google this week just published a new guide on optimizing your website for AI overviews in AI mode. And
What did they say?
the cool thing is, it's basically the same list we've always had for SEO. It's like
Hmm.
good content, written for humans, mobile optimized, fast website, a good site title. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
nothing crazy or complex. But I think what's most interesting is they specifically said what you do not need to do. And it's like no new text files, no special schema, no rewriting your content for AI
Mm.
systems. So essentially, AI SEO is still just SEO.
It's the same thing. So there
It's,
Google's making no distinction there.
yeah, yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah,
So interesting.
I would love to know, like, what are all the signals they pull from? If they're
Mhm,
like, how much are they actually pulling from social media now too? How
mhm.
much is social media sort of influencing these
Y
decisions as well? Do you know?
no, I don't, but what I was gonna say is, like, we've always talked about the importance of backlinks as part of our
Mhm.
SEO strategy, and we're just seeing that as more at least I've been seeing what I think is a pattern that those mentions are now more important than ever. So, having a
Mm.
presence across different platforms, being cited or quoted in on good quality websites, those are ranking factors like they always have been, but I think they're becoming more important. So before I
Mm.
feel like you could kind of exist in a vacuum and still show up really well for SEO. And I think that's less the case now.
Yeah, like, it is from your experience, from the experience
Mhm.
of Christy Price, do you feel
Yeah,
yourself building websites differently than you did 2 years ago?
that is a great question. I feel like we're definitely coming from a strategic place that means that people need to do more than just their website. So that's a conversation I've
Mm.
always had with clients. I'm having that more than
Mm.
ever. Um, and I think we're going to get to this later, but clients are coming with different experiences and expectations than they've ever had before because they've been talking to AI. So, and we can
Yeah.
dig into that a little bit later. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely shifting the types of conversations that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the new, I talked to my cousin who said he could do it for $500 is the new
Yeah.
I talked to Claude and told me I need to make these changes.
Yep.
It's, you know, same song.
Same song, different dance. Yeah, it's becoming honestly a real time sink for a lot of designers because you'll hand off, maybe AI hasn't even been part of the conversation, but you hand off a draft and suddenly you get 20 pages of AI generated notes about your draft that you have to wade through.
Yeah. And it's just that is becoming one of the biggest tells is for me if something is
Mhm,
AI generated. It used to be
mhm,
it started off at the M dash, and
mhm.
then the next was it's not X, it's
Mhm.
Y. Like
Yeah.
that sort of cadence
Yeah.
in something.
Yeah.
And then the next one is like really verbose, long messages.
Verbose.
Yeah.
And lately they've all been saying quietly. It's quietly
Quiet. Yeah.
changing. Yeah, quietly
Here's
is like
here's
the
the
new
quiet
word.
part no one wants to say out loud.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. It's like, okay. All right,
Yeah.
calm, relax.
So, what I hear a lot of web designers talking about right now is like we're starting to include AI information in our onboarding, like how we
Mm,
expect it to be used in the project and depending on you. So I'm just like, you need to give me feedback, not Claude, not ChatGPT. I want
yeah.
your feedback because I'm an expert. I don't need Claude or ChatGPT to guide this project. That's why you
Mhm,
have me.
mhm,
So I want your feedback based on what you know about your business and your customers. So a lot of
mm.
us are doing AI clauses now because honestly, the hours that it would take to wade through all this nonsense and like line by line, no, actually, we can't put the logo on the right because that's non-standard. People aren't going to understand how it works. It's not possible in Squarespace. And it's just like everything requires a response from you, which is ridiculous.
What's an AI clause? Like, what's an example of an AI clause you would
Yeah,
add
so I
in?
think just during onboarding, being really clear about how you want or don't want your client to use AI and also put it in the
Mm,
contract as well. So feedback needs to come from you. It should not be generated by an AI LLM tool.
yeah. I
Yeah,
really
something as
like
simple
that.
as that.
I really like that. It's kind
Yeah.
of good. Now whether they follow it, who knows, but I
Who
like
knows,
just
right?
putting it in there.
But they have to go through that 20-page mess and like pull out the things that they want to ask about.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
It's not on you.
which is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Um, the next question we have on here is
Mhm.
where we started. How do you build a website for a reader who's not going to click, scroll, or feel anything? But it sounds like from what I hear you saying, as in
Mhm.
your website building process, not much is changing. Like for you right now, not
Well,
much is changing.
there's always been that balance, right? Of
Mhm.
working with SEO, for example. So we've
Yeah.
always had to balance the technical aspects of SEO with a great website
Mhm.
experience. And those kind of go hand in hand. Like it's nice because it
Right.
prevented people from saying like their H1, welcome to my website. No, this is
Yeah.
not helpful for anyone, the humans
Don't need
or the
that.
robots.
Yeah.
And right now, what I'm seeing is that we've been fed a lot of information about, oh, you need to add all this extra schema. Oh, you need to create all these FAQ sections. And Google is telling us, at least for its AI overuse in AI mode, you don't actually need that. And
Mm.
I'm really curious to see how that shakes out in general. I am thinking that as the bots get smarter, you probably don't actually need all those things. It's a lot of extra work. I'm really curious. I haven't seen anybody do a really good assessment on what's actually showing up
Mhm.
for in LLMs if you were using them as a search tool essentially. I haven't seen the data that backs up any of these claims that people are telling us, "Oh, you need to create all this extra schema for your website." I haven't seen the data to back that up, so I don't know. I've done it on my own website. I fell prey to this. I have FAQ sections. I've written additional schema. Have I seen it move the needle for me? No.
Mm. And you did that, to be clear, you did that because you thought that was gonna be better for SEO or for AIO or both?
Initially, the additional schema I did was for SEO. So,
Mhm.
for example, on my blog, I have a lot of like how-to blog posts, and you can
Yeah.
actually write schema in the code. So, schema is basically extra code that helps the robots understand the structure of what you're writing about.
Right.
I don't think it really mattered.
No.
And then for AI, the SEO folks were for some of the SEO folks were for a while saying, "Oh, you need to do all these FAQ sections, and that's going to really boost your website in the LLMs." I did. I didn't see a change. So I
Yeah.
think for me, what I've gone back to is build it for humans, even today.
Yeah.
Even today, build it for humans. If that FAQ section is something people are actually asking and they need, yeah, absolutely include it. If you're doing it because somebody told you it's gonna help you rank in LLMs, it may not.
No. Right, that it is very much a black box right now. Like
Mhm.
how to rank in LLMs, how to do well in all of that. Have people I mean, I know these like OpenAI and Anthropic and actually I don't know if Anthropic has, but I know OpenAI and Google have published a little bit, but it's not like you said, it's not like super technical, do XYZ. It's like
Yeah.
keep moving along. And that kind of tracks with how LLMs work in general. Like they don't need that deterministic like structure to
No,
work around.
no.
Like they can just read it.
Yeah, and if you're listening or watching this and you have seen results, let us know. I mean, I'm not saying I know everything about it. I do not. It all
Mm-mm.
changes every day. I'm speaking from my experience and my experiments, but like I haven't seen the data to really back up all of these extra work claims that it feels
Mm,
like we should be doing.
mm,
Um, I remember when we were talking to Anthony Castellano once, who is the founder of Squarespace,
mhm.
and there was somebody had a question about something, the way something was structured in Squarespace
The
and
blogs
Google.
and the
Yeah.
RSS feeds. Yeah.
Was that what it was? And I remember him saying, like, there are millions upon millions of Squarespace websites. Google knows this. Like, Google's
Oh,
aware of
right.
how it's structured. Like,
Yeah.
don't panic, essentially. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And so I kind of feel like it's
They'll
they'll
figure it out.
figure it out.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Like, well, what it sounds like you're saying is like the incentive structure is in the right place. Like
Mhm.
the incentive is on these AI companies to accurately index Squarespace websites because there are so many Squarespace
Yeah.
websites. So it's
Yeah.
reasonable to assume they will figure that out.
Thank you. I was having trouble articulating that, but yes.
No, that makes a ton of sense. And also I just like the general guiding principle, which should
Mhm.
probably be a good thing in any type of design, is like human first. Like design for the human first. Don't get distracted by any like tips and tricks. Those are maybe good to layer on, but like design for your customer. Like
Mhm.
having clarity of who your customer is and
Mhm.
talking to them, or who you maybe not even customer, maybe you're just writing a blog, who you're speaking to and speaking to that person is going to beat out tips and tricks every single time.
Absolutely. And I think too, the other thing we could talk about is like all of these new features that have come out in Squarespace with the finish layer, like the
Oh yeah.
rotations and the movement and all the animations. And we see a
Yeah,
lot of websites with these really elaborate scroll effects. And they're cool, right? They're really cool,
they are
but
cool.
they're not necessarily great for humans. People
Mm-mm.
get confused and they're really terrible for bot readability.
Yeah, I
Like as
can't imagine it helps for bots if they even like look at any of that stuff, like all the animations and
yeah.
finish layer stuff. Yeah, I mean, ultimately that should all be a layer on top of what we've just been talking about. Figure out how to
Mhm,
communicate to your human, communicate to your human first, and then throw on
mhm,
some of these judiciously, slowly, if it makes sense for what you're doing. But yeah, I
mhm,
agree. Like the gated content is interesting because that's like a whole separate arena. Is like, well, do you want to gate your content wholly so AI bots can't read it and only
mhm.
your humans can? There's an interesting strategy in there. But if it's just like if it's not the content that you're using all this for, if you're just doing these flashy animations and scroll effects, yeah, I'm not sure what benefit that has right now.
No, and that's a conversation we've always had to have with clients, right? I mean, sometimes
Right.
people come to you, and I remember Sarah Moon, who's a marketing and SEO consultant. I think she put it really beautifully when she was like, they don't need an art project. They need a functioning website. And I think that
Right.
that's a conversation
That's
that I
good.
sometimes have with clients who want they want an art project.
Your
They want
clients
something
do? Your
cool.
clients are
From
coming
time
in.
to time, I get a
Yeah,
client who wants something like, I want like jazz hands, I want something really cool that nobody's seen before. And I'm like, well, if nobody's seen it before. How are people going to use it?
yeah.
We kind of need to live within this world of usability. And certainly you can do cool things and have a website that's usable. But I think a lot of designers I know, we've talked clients off the ledge of trying to do some crazy things.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, even from back in the day, like auto playing videos with sound. Like, no, nobody
Don't do
wants
that.
that.
Don't
Nobody
do that.
wants that.
Yeah, please. You're gonna bother a lot of people with that. It's interesting. There's in a similar vein, I'm working on a lot of like custom app projects.
Mhm.
Um, and almost all of them are now in this stage. We've done the first initial build and we're like, this is super cool. Let's launch it. Let's share it with some people. And like all the feedback you get is like, this is great. It's like it's hard to navigate. Like it's
Yeah.
difficult to sign up. It's difficult
Mhm.
to get here. I don't understand what this is. And all of that is downstream from adding all the bells and whistles. And really like the thing that really moves the needle, the things that your customers mostly care about that they won't
Mhm.
tell you because it's just boring until they experience it is like a really easy sign up flow. I'm
Yeah.
spending so much time getting the sign up flow really nice, getting the login flow really nice. And it's
Mhm.
just, it's the basics. It's just the
Yeah.
basics. If you throw in all the bells and whistles, it makes it so hard.
It
So hard.
does. It does.
Um, well, let's move on to our clients asking for this. Like, how many of your clients are actually asking for some of these? And not necessarily like the bells and whistles like we were just talking
Mhm.
about, but the AI, I wanna show up in AI, I wanna show
Mhm.
up in Chat GPT when someone does that. Like,
Yeah.
how often is that coming through as part of the scopes you're seeing?
It's more often, and I'll say, like, one of the most interesting ones was I launched a site toward the end of 2024 that was for a boutique tax law firm, a local
Mm.
tax law firm here in Austin. Really lovely folks to work with, had a great time working on that site, and during the strategy, they're like, "We don't care about SEO. We are totally word of mouth. We are for these high net worth individuals. We don't, necessarily wanna show up." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna do best practice SEO, but we're not gonna, like, go into you don't have to blog. We're not gonna
Yep.
go into all this stuff." So, built the website. They were thrilled. I was really proud of it. And then mid 2025, I got an email from one of the people I worked with who's like, so our CEO was talking to one of his CEO friends who has a law firm, and his law firm is showing up in Chat GPT, and he wanted me to send you this document.
Oh,
And
no.
so the CEO had a conversation with Chat GPT about how to show up in Chat GPT, and it
Oh,
was it
just
was
to
like
educate you.
pages
How
to
kind.
to help me,
Yeah.
pages and pages and pages. And so I actually went through that one and I'm like, we did this. Yes, we did this. This is all SEO. We've done all of these things. These are the best practice SEO that I took care of for you. Here are the things that we talked about doing if you want to go more fully into SEO that will help you here. You need backlinks. You need to show up in other places. You need a
Mhm.
blog. And they're like, oh, never mind. So it was one of those things that I think he saw it as it was almost like a vanity metric showing up
Yeah.
in ChatGPT rather
Yeah.
than wanting people to find him there. So I thought that was really interesting. And
Mm.
I'm definitely getting emails from folks asking about AI visibility, like, "What do we need to do?" And honestly, I'm like, "Just do good SEO." That's, like, the first thing, and if you haven't done that, none of the rest matters. But
Yeah.
good on-site SEO, good backlinks, show up other places. It's all the same story we've been telling clients from the beginning.
But you are hearing people ask about the
Yeah.
ChatGPT. That is really
Yeah, for
interesting.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And I find it really interesting because the more I use LLMs, the less I trust them.
mm.
So David and I are planning a trip and he was using ChatGPT for planning like a little weekend in between 2 other cities, and it's like, "Where should we go? What should we do? Can we do this?" And I was like, "Oh, it'd be really cool if we could do like a 3-day cruise like mom and I did. If we just did 3 days to see if you
Yeah.
like it." And it like came back with all this information for us, and we looked into it, and like, that doesn't even exist. Nowhere does this thing exist. It gave us all of this information for,
Just
"Yes, you should do that. You
yes,
should
this
start
is
here and go
great. You're
here,"
gonna
and
love it.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go
And
over
it's like,
there. Yeah.
does not exist.
Nerp.
So, I've been leaning on Reddit more, like where the people
Mm.
are, people with real life experiences. So,
Mhm.
I've been reading reviews, going to Reddit when I have questions, more so than putting those types of things into ChatGPT or Claude, because it's
Or
kind of, oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, or Google though. It sounds like that like you're not putting that into Google, which is interesting.
Yeah, because Google gives me the AI stuff up at the top. I don't want that
Right.
either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like before we had these AI results, it was easier to sort through and see what felt right. You could look at the different websites and get a really quick idea of like, yeah, this is what I want, or no, this is not what I
Mhm.
want. But when AI puts all of that information together in a new way, it could be completely incorrect. But because it's there on the top of Google, it looks real and you believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm having a really hard time leaning into the tools for that kind of thing. And I know other people are using it for like deep research and like tons of data. I personally am feeling this knee jerk reaction against it.
Mm. Uh, I think it's very reasonable, the reaction against it, especially when it's not helpful.
Yeah.
Um, it's also interesting. I want to just sort of mirror back some of what you said, and you
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong, but it's interesting. You said you went to AI
Mhm.
to get your thoughts. It was wrong, but then you went to Reddit. You
Mhm.
basically went to a social media. So your next choice was a social media platform rather than SEO. Does that tell you social media is more important than SEO?
I think that more and more people that I'm talking to, we're going to Reddit and we're going to
Mhm.
forums where real people have opinions. And yeah, they may be wrong too, but it's a real human. And somehow
Yeah.
that feels better.
Well, it's just like an opinion. At least like you can understand the opinion a little bit more. I
Yeah.
think these AIs, they're so unopinionated. They try to be so unopinionated, but they have opinions like underneath. So
Mhm.
it's like it's hard to fully trust them. You can't like fully
Mhm.
trust them.
Yeah.
And at least like that annoying person on social media, it's like, yeah, well, at least I know you're like what lane you're in. So I can filter
Yeah.
everything I hear from you through that lens.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm also noticing a similar thing. Like SE like social presence is becoming more important,
Mhm.
which I hate. I personally hate that.
Yeah.
But
I
I think it's the reality. I think it's just like people want humans though. I don't hate that part of it,
yeah.
but I hate the old social presence where it's like turn this one clip into 30 AI generated posts. I hate
I
that
know.
version of it.
No, Stu. No.
No.
Um
No, please no.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about this a lot in terms of my own website too, not just for clients, but I've been thinking about reworking my website. I've started playing around with it a little bit, and it's going to be a lot less like it is. So, and,
Mm,
and the reason I say that is because I've played around some with Claude Design. You and I've talked about this. All the websites look the same. And I'm like, my website doesn't really look like that, but kind of enough looks like that,
yeah.
that I want to have something that's very different.
Mm,
And, I'm thinking about what that means for my business. And also, one thing that I've been talking to clients about is put a video of yourself on your homepage. Like,
yep.
"Hi, I'm real. This is what I do. Let me talk to you. Does this feel like something that resonates to you? Then join my email list." But
I
having
love
that
that.
human touch point, I think, is something that is needed today. And so when I redo my website, that's something I'm planning to do.
Mm.
Will I you mentioned that you're going through a rebrand right now.
I am.
What are you
I
thinking
am.
about in this process?
Um, I never know how much I should divulge or not, so I just tend to just divulge way more. Maybe regret it later, I don't know. So, I'm going
You heard it
through.
here first, folks.
You heard it here first. That's the beauty of a podcast. You can just noodle things out a little bit. Um, so there's just been a number of different things I've wanted to change about my website. So
Mhm,
will-myers.com. That's my website.
mhm.
Built my membership on it. That's where I sell all my plugins. That's where my blog and everything lives. But
Yeah.
there is a lot that I can't do, especially on the membership side, that Squarespace doesn't allow. Squarespace just doesn't allow that.
Yeah.
So I've had to build another website that manages the membership and allows me just these additional membership features that I need. Like I can build the Robo Will and the Chrome extension and all this other stuff. And now I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to just merge all of this and turn this into just a bigger redesign, rebrand
Mhm,
that's not built on Squarespace. This is not me
mhm.
recommending anyone do this. This has been a very long and
Will
painful
is a
project
nerdy
process.
developer, as we all
I
know,
am a very
so
nerdy
don't
developer.
try this at home, folks.
But yeah, just going through that process of rebuilding
Yeah.
everything from the ground up to give me the features and the tools that I need. And I'm thinking through a lot of this, like
Mhm.
how do I manage the SEO of all of this? I don't want to lose
Yeah.
all this SEO traffic. I don't want to lose this brand
Mhm.
recognition. But
Yeah.
there's also part of me that wants to move away from will-myers.com and let that be less like of here's will-myers.com. He builds plugins and has tutorials on Squarespace, and
Yeah.
more of like me, not just like the business that sort of built up around the blog.
Mhm.
Um, but then that would probably materially hurt my business as it sits today. So that
Yeah.
probably needs a more considered transition plan. So there's just again, like I said, that's just my current thoughts and thinking around all of it, trying to process it. But that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if you could have a different domain like will-myers.me or something that is more you, and leave the business under
Oh,
will-myers.com.
that's a good idea. That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea.
I like that kind of separation. I don't have that, but I think Christine Neal was also working on that. I think it makes a lot of sense. So that's the
like
thing I think I'll do anytime soon. I think I kind of keep everything together for now, but I think it makes a lot of sense for folks who are doing different things. So, you have the business, but you also do things outside of that that are relevant that's part of your business, but not this core piece that we're
yeah.
used to. And I think the same for Christine, like she has her core business, but then she works on other things as well. So, yeah.
Well, it brings it back to the question we were talking about at the beginning, which I need to be honest with myself about. Like, who is my website for? Is my website
Mhm.
for me or is it
Yeah.
for my customers?
Mhm.
Um, and like, how much of me just wanting to switch it away is like a vanity thing that's going to hurt other people a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, someone just did I- Intercom? They just did a rebrand
Oh,
to Intercom, like the little widget, the customer
yeah.
support widget. I
Yeah.
think their AI thing is named Fit or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna butcher the name. But they're now rebranding their whole company around their AI thing, which is to me, it's like you
Interesting.
have so much brand recognition with Intercom.
Mhm.
Like everyone knows what Intercom is. They don't associate it with like a name. They associate it with like everything around it. Now you're gonna like blow that up to have like a new cool hip name. And I
Yeah.
kind of throw a lot of mental shade at that. And then at the same time, I think about doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same reaction with ConvertKit becoming
Kit.
Kit. Yeah,
Yeah.
although I'm, like, this close to moving back to Kit, so here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I
Christy
think
eats her words.
ultimately it matters more what they do after the transition than
Yeah,
the transition itself.
yeah,
And Kit does, there's you can see how they got there.
yeah,
But
yeah, and they
Intercom,
they really are the gold standard, but Intercom
yeah.
too was kind of the one that everyone knew in that
Yeah.
arena, so that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. It's just anyways, don't understand the transition, but that's what they're going for. And Finn, that's the name. I just looked it up. They're going to
Oh, Finn.
Finn.
T-H-I-N or F-I-N?
F-I-N.
Finn.
Finn. There we
Like,
go. Oh,
Finn,
Zach,
the
thanks for
end.
messaging.
See, my mind went to the end. This is the end for
Yeah,
intercom.
this is the Finn. Honestly, maybe that's where they're going. This is it. We're all done. Yeah, maybe it was a little foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot that goes into a rebrand. Most of the time when you're doing a rebrand, you realize it's not fully necessary. If you're doing like a rename with the rebrand, I should say.
Yeah.
So just thinking through all of that, there's just a lot of architecture changes that I had to make. And now that you're making them, maybe you should just do the full rebrand that you've always been thinking about, but who knows?
Well, can't wait to see what you do, Will.
We'll see.
It's always so cool.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Well, back to our conversation. How are we building websites in this new world? Is it changing, or should we change? Should things change? Have you done anything recently that has been clearly optimizing your website for bots? Now you mentioned
I did the stupid FAQs on my homepage. Those are going away. Like when I do this redesign, I fell for it too. It was an experiment, right? I feel like everything is an experiment right now, but I'm feeling compelled to build my site more for humans than bots. Even though I saw your graph, I see all these bots come into websites and crawling them and getting all the info to feed people. But I want to build human first. And
like what I'm taking away from this conversation is because I agree with you. Like, and I think if you build it human first, that is also kind of bot first, because these bots are kind of like mirroring us in a way. So I don't think those are necessarily like in contradiction. I think you can just build it for human first and what you like, and bots will figure it out.
Yeah, I think there is a place for bot type content. Like
what?
Well, I'm just thinking that if there's something that you need to do and you need instructions, but you're not the one doing it, maybe Claude Cowork is going to be doing it for you, then you could just feed instructions directly to Claude Cowork. It could be set up that way. So for example, if you're installing a new app on your computer, it's going to do a thing for you. And you're really not going to be involved. You're just like, yeah, do the thing. You could just get Claude Cowork to do all of that. And so all those manuals could be written just for Claude.
Yeah. Like plugin installation pages.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that's we're very much we're not writing them for AI right now, but this is all part of the sort of rebuild, is making them a lot easier to be ingested by AI.
And how do you go, like, what makes it easier for AI?
So this is the difficult part. Again, what makes it easier for AI is what makes it easier for humans. We need to build in the verification layer that the person asking the question is the person who has bought the plugin. So it's like all infrastructure that we're building. So someone comes in, they ask their question. As long as they're logged in, it can verify which plugins they have access to and give you a response. And then the next stage of that is being able to connect this with your Claude subscription, being able to connect this with your Chat GPT subscription. So you're not having to pay like for RoboWill credits and stuff. You just build it right into your subscription. So that it's all that infrastructure stuff is stuff that Squarespace can't handle, at least right now. So that was the impetus. Yet. Hopefully they're working on their APIs.
As we get out our crystal ball.
Yes.
5 years from now, Will, does the human-facing website as we know it still exist? Or what do websites look like 5 years from now?
This is as we know it is doing a lot of work in that sentence. This transition is very much going to come in waves. And we've spoken about a couple of the waves already. You said a year ago you would have been willing to try that AI cut up content generator. And now you're like, this is just roll my eyes. This is so boring. And I think one of the next waves is going to be this build AI for build your website for AI. I mean, you're
Mhm.
gonna see a lot of that.
Mhm.
Um, and like we've been talking about, I can't see that being incredibly effective because it's just gonna
Mhm.
be there's no getting around that it's hard work to run a business. There's no like
Mhm.
cheat code around all of this to like getting marketing, getting eyeballs. There's you can't just tweak one thing here and there and start showing up in the algorithms. So, but I do think we will probably see a shift towards that. And I think as an industry, we're going to feel that. And how long that wave is going to last, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it will shift back. And with how quickly things are moving, I think in 5 years from now, the website is going to be, it could be just as important as ever. Um, it's hard to say that and like feel it at this moment,
Yeah.
to be quite
Yeah.
honest. But that is kind of the trend
Mhm.
that I see. So what about you? What about you? What do you think 5 years from now?
I mean, who knows? I mean, 6 years ago, we were in a pandemic nobody saw coming. So,
Yeah, I know.
I will say, like, I think websites will still be around.
Yeah.
I think that they'll be somewhat like what we have today. And I feel like too, we're starting to see the pushback against AI more and more. So, on social media this weekend, I was watching clips of these university commencements. So there'd be a
Oh, right.
speaker up and they would talk about like, oh, the world of AI, and they would get booed. Like
Mhm.
these graduating seniors from colleges and universities were actively like, no,
Yeah.
no AI. And I kind of love it. I kind of love it. It's like maybe we do need this balance of like, do we really need AI to do all these things? Or should we? And so I kind of found that both amusing and hopeful all at the same time.
Yeah. With the new generation not wanting to use AI.
Yeah, this
You know,
pushback.
I think that's a stated versus revealed preference type thing. I think they're going to state they don't like AI and they're going to get in the workforce and realize they can make more money if they can, and then they're going to use it. And I don't mean that to I mean that as like that's how that's not what I want, but
Mhm.
that's what I see as the most likely scenario. Um,
Even if
which
they do
is
have to use it as part of their job, I think that they will kind of maintain this different relationship with it than maybe we have or we had when it started out, because it was
that yeah,
kind of all kinds of wonderful for a while, I thought. Maybe
right.
that was just me, but, like, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing. I'm gonna learn all these things." And I realized that it's not really that amazing. It's useful
No.
in some situations, but
Just as like paper it on and just like let it do all your work.
yeah.
It is it does feel like the next kind of like as it's interesting. Now we're talking so positively about social media.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like we're talking about AI like we talked about social media 10 years ago, where it's
Yes,
just like
yeah.
it just like rots your brain. You just if you
Yeah.
let it do your thinking for you, it's
Mhm.
like a total negative. It's a total negative on everyone.
Yeah, and studies are showing that now. I
Yeah.
think it was Cornell University published a study recently that was showing how it really affected your cognitive abilities negatively.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Because you just like fully rely on it.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I
Well,
don't know. We'll see. 5 years. How exciting. How
friends,
exciting
don't
for us.
don't rot your brains.
Don't rot your brains, friends. Don't rot your brains. Think. You have a smart little noodle up there. Um,
Yeah, you
this is
do.
this has been a good episode. Now let's take a quick sponsor break. We'll lighten it
Mhm.
up at the end for us with some
Great.
lightning round questions.
We'll take it away.
If you run a service-based business, you already know the real work is not just the creative or the client delivery. It's the messy admin behind the scenes. Booking calls, rescheduling, chasing payments, and stitching together tools that were never built to work the way that you do. Breely fixes that. It's a modern scheduling platform built by the team that has spent decades designing the best tools in the industry. Breely adapts to your business. whether you offer one-on-one sessions, workshops, multi-day events, or anything in between. Clients can book with you and pay online anytime, and you get automated reminders, contracts, forms, and a full dashboard that keeps everything organized. No more duct tape workflows, no more reinventing how you schedule. Head to breely.com/useful. That's BREELY.com/useful.
Well, 10 out of 10.
This is what a way to end the season here. Both of us just nailed it.
Nailed
Feel
it.
really good about that.
All right. Are you ready for some lightning round questions?
Let's
These
do
are
it.
always so fun.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
Will, what's a food you genuinely love that you'd be embarrassed to admit to a food snob?
Oh, Domino's. I just love Domino's. It just if I like they have the it's probably gone up. It was like the 5-5-5 deal, but now I think it's like
Mhm.
6-6-6. It's like $6 for a medium pizza, but you get
Yep.
3 medium pizzas, $6 each, and one of them is a thin crust with pepperoni, extra cheese, and it is so good. So good, and it gives me indigestion every single time.
All right. I
Like
do like the
100% of the
thin
time.
crust, and I got the banana peppers and onions. And the reason why
Oh,
is
interesting.
our nephew lived with us for a while, and he would eat all the pizzas, except he hates onions. And so I'd be like, onions on a
Smart.
pizza.
That is so smart. You don't even really like the onions. You're like, "This will just hold them back."
No, I'm just like, but it's my pizza now.
I love it. Would you do thin crust too?
Thin crust is my favorite.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Well, was
Although
Domino's
we have this really amazing pizza place near us called Pius. It's a Neapolitan
mm.
style with a pizza oven, that cooks your pizza in just a few seconds.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing. It's like high quality. They make their own mozzarella. And so Friday night, I was like, Dave, let's get pizza. How about we go get takeout from Pius? And he's like, can we get Domino's?
I know, and see, that's where I am. Well, I'm in New York. I'm in
Yeah.
New York City, and so, like, I'm mostly getting pizza from those places, but every now and then, you just need the hit of the bad stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, is Domino's yours? Is that what you would say?
No, no, no. I do love my thin crust Domino's, but the thing that I genuinely love is the Taco Bell cheesy gordita crunch, which is the
Mm,
best of both worlds because I love a dirty Taco Bell
yeah.
hard shell taco, but it falls apart. And with this, you get that, but then they wrap it in a flour tortilla. So you get all the goodness and it doesn't fall apart.
Now, is the cheese like the shredded cheese, like, sort of melted in between, or is it like they're
No, it's not in between. There's some cheese and then there's some weird sauce that I'm not 100%
there's
clear
something in
on.
there? Sure.
Like, I
You
think it's a
don't
ranch
don't
sauce.
ask.
I
Don't
don't
ask too
know.
many questions. Don't
But
ask too many
that paired
questions.
with 2 packets of the Taco
Mhm.
Bell sauce, perfection. And
Mm.
if you're frugal, they're online exclusives and you can get your cheesy gordita crunch, another taco, your cinnamon twists, and a drink for like $6.50.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So this
That's
is like a
you've got the whole thing. Yeah.
once a month. I'm like, we got to do it. I mean,
It's
we would be wasting money if we didn't.
honestly, the prices. Yeah, it really is kind of ridiculous. I cannot remember the last time I've had Taco Bell before 1 AM. Like, that is
Oh,
the only
yeah.
time I eat it.
Yeah.
It's late night, just super late
Yeah.
night. But it
Yeah.
is
After a
good
few
every
drinks.
single time.
Yeah.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so what is the most useless thing that you're genuinely good at?
All right. There is this app. It's a game called Wordscapes, and
Mm,
it gives you letters, and you like put your finger on them and make different words out of the letters to fill in blanks. And
mm.
it's just a word game, but it's the kind of thing that everybody who knows me who plays it will get stuck, and then they'll hand me their phone and I'll finish it for them.
You just like
And
yeah,
I
wrap
love
it up.
it. And I had to delete it off my own phone because it was addictive. So
Yeah.
I cannot play it, but I play it for other people. And it's one of those things that you think, like, if there was a competition, a wordscapes competition, and the
Mhm.
prize was $1,000,000. That would be mine. That would be my
Yeah,
prize.
you would get it. You
I
would
would get it.
I love that. I love just the silly games. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
What about you?
Mine's mine is similar. It was Tetris, but on, like, the old Nokia it wasn't the old Nokia phones. There was, like, in between, like, those brick
Yeah.
Nokias
Yeah,
and
where
the
you had the little
iPhones,
buttons.
where
Yeah.
you had the buttons. I
Yeah.
crushed it in Tetris, like, so good. It was just like my pastime. Just like do 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 do, like hardest level. I would like try and my goal, what I enjoyed doing was seeing how close to the top I could get it before just like crushing it down and then rebuilding it back up. Just loved the Tetris of it,
Living on the edge. I
living on
love
the
it.
edge. But
And if
then,
there was a Tetris competition with the prize of $1,000,000, that would be yours, Will.
you know, I would like to think so, but I feel like there's probably a lot of other people
I
who
believe in you.
thank you. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, last lightning round question. What's a purchase under $50 that has improved your
Hmm.
life more than it had any right to?
This computer stand right here. It's just a
That
little plastic thing.
it looks like a
Um,
Klingon bird of prey.
for our podcast listeners, it looks like a Cleon bird of prey. I'm not sure what that is, but it's this thing. It folds up. It folds up really nicely. It's very compact, easy to move around, and I think it was like $20 or $30 on Amazon.
Nice.
But again, back to saving my neck and the chiropractor. It is very
Yeah.
helpful to have the computer standing up, and it's very
How
portable. So I love
and
it.
it raises your computer by a ton, like, it looks like it
Yeah.
can raise it by a foot, maybe?
No, it can yeah, my screen is probably a foot off the ground. It's like angled, but yeah, my
Yeah.
screen's probably a foot off the ground. Yeah,
That's pretty
pretty
cool.
good. What about you?
Yeah. I'm gonna say something tech related too. So I have
Let's
this
hear it.
little Moft phone stand that I think was about $20. It folds flat, but I take it everywhere. So it's great for shooting content. It's great for watching movies on planes.
Mm,
It's just really handy. I love that little thing. And it's so flat and lightweight that it fits in your purse, in your bag, wherever.
Moft. Well,
Moft.
we're gonna have to Ricky, remind us to get these, links over to you so you can put it
Yeah.
in the show notes so we can share them. But gotta check it out.
Well, that's it for today's episode and this season of Somewhat Useful. Thanks
Mm,
so much for listening, and we hope you found this at least somewhat
somewhat
useful.
useful. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast, and if you really like us, leave us a nice 5-star review, as this helps us grow the pod. Thanks again to our sponsor, Breely, and thanks to our audio engineer, Ricky Gunton. We will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.